I heard it said the grass ain't greener. Grass is never greener on the other side. I heard it said the grass ain't greener. Grass is never greener on the other side. I heard it said, but I don't know. No, I don't know, cause we're gonna try. I heard it said, but I don't know. No, I don't know, cause we're gonna try. And that is why, I need a full-time union. I need a full-time union. I need a full-time union for this part-time faculty man. For this part-time faculty man.
I make $32,000 a year. And it's really, really difficult as a single mom to be able to live on that income.
I live at home because I can't afford to pay rent in town.
I have a mortgage, I have bills, and I have $60,000 a year in college loans.
Not to mention credit card debt that also hasn't been paid off.
My children and I were on Medicaid. My kids qualify for free lunch.
My student loans are accumulating interest every single year that I don't pay for them.
I love what I'm doing, but the dedication and the quality of education and the level that I feel that I bring into the classroom, I'm not being financially compensated for that, and I think that's ridiculous.
Everywhere we go, people wanna know, who we are, so we tell them, we are the teachers,
The students are the teachers.
fighting for justice.
I don't know if I'll be back at Ithaca in the fall. I haven't been told yet whether or not my full-time contract will be renewed for the fall. We're waiting for authorization from the dean. And probably I won't find out till May. The other possibilities, I could come back and teach part-time. I've been offered part-time classes, but that would mean I would have to lose health insurance again. And I'm not very excited to going back to that life where I don't have health insurance and everything is up in the air and you fear getting hit by a car and not being able to afford it.
I think it's hard because obviously, like, I'm really invested in this institution, right? I went here, I've spent, I guess, now about 8 years of my life here as a student, and both as a student and a faculty member. And I love what I do. I've been thinking about it, leaving academia altogether. I've been full-time for a year and experienced what that's like and how positive that's been, and being able to pay off 5 credit cards in a year and chip away at my student loans for the first time in my life, and then to kind of have that taken away and be put back at part-time next semester. And knowing that I'm not going to be able to do that anymore, I think is really, really hard.
I was very poor growing up, and I think having lived through those experiences and also having been on the supplemental nutrition and assistance program as a graduate student when I couldn't afford to feed my own children, I know what it means to live that kind of economic reality. And I think it's just a damn shame that we can employ people at this institution and we are okay with them living in those same kinds of circumstances. And so from my perspective, I just simply cannot allow that to happen, and will support any efforts to make sure that that's not the case.
You know, the administration is really far away from what we actually do in the classroom, and that's part of the problem. Like, they're so isolated, they're so far away from the actual experience of students and teachers.
It would be hypocritical of me to teach a class like Introduction to Sociology and talk about capitalism and the economy and talk about social movements and social change, or talk about norms and conformity or the status quo, and not be discussing what's happening on the local level here at Ithaca College.
They think, oh yeah, we have part-time people who come in and fill in for these classes, but they don't know how little they're paid, or the fact that they don't have job security, or they're not aware of the fact that a lot of these individuals have to continue reapplying for work while they're working, which is an added stress, that there's no job stability, right, which makes it difficult to do the job that you're currently doing.
didn't do the outline yet because I wanted to talk to you first about it because I don't know if I'm on the right track.
Okay.
This is what I have so far.
The conditions led us to discussing unionization because the part-time faculty are paid so much less than other faculty for the same work because we're here for years and years and years. You know, we're not temporary like we're supposed to be. The way the college uses us is not the way it's supposed to be using us, and it's not fair. So those conditions meant that eventually people had to get dissatisfied and stand up and say, no, we're not going to take it anymore. We were looking for significant pay increase for part-time faculty, more job stability, so longer contracts. We were looking for a lot of smaller things that are also really important to our jobs, like access to the Teaching Excellence Awards, which part-time faculty were not eligible for, to be evaluated on our jobs and get feedback so we can develop as teachers, have access to professional development funding, a lot of things that make us better teachers or enable us to have stronger CVs to get better positions, we were completely locked out of. Okay. It's your final project for the semester. You have a month and a half to do it. Stop looking so shocked, Jonathan. It's okay. You'll be all right. It was months and months of bargaining and not getting anywhere. They were still coming back to us with like, what about a 3% raise? Up from 2.75. Well, thank you for that $20, but it's not going to cut it. But I think the other thing that really pushed us towards labor action was that people on the full-time committee, the full-time contingent faculty committee, were losing their jobs.
I teach basic physics now, and the job that they advertised, that person is going to be teaching basic physics next year. And so I had to apply for that job, and I did, and full professor, tenure, been teaching that job, been teaching that exact class here at IC for 7 years. Didn't even get a written interview. I just got a no thanks. And so I won't be here next year because my 1 year non-tenure track position, which I've had every year since 2010, is gone. And I didn't even get an interview. Never mind an interview. I didn't even get consideration for the job that's replacing my own.
The strike authorization vote had great turnout, and we had 88% vote in favor of labor action up to and including a strike. And after the strike authorization vote, they came up suddenly 10%. So they went up to 14% for part-timers at that point, which was the biggest move we'd ever seen them make. So it did tell us that like what was actually going to get them to move was direct action on our parts, not just sitting at the negotiating table and waiting.
A lot of us rely on welfare. A lot of us rely on government programs, and we don't know if they're going to be there tomorrow. That's why we need the union. That's why we need a strong and fair contract today.
We received a statement from Public Safety, which threatened legal action if we continued to protest in the way that we had been, which was concerning for all of us because there were some accusations in that letter that we had stopped traffic or put people in danger. And so we understood that they were having a cocktail party the next day to celebrate IC 2020 and the people who had done work on that. And as a form of non-protest protest, we decided to have our own mocktail party outside of the cocktail party. We were also told that we could only protest, we could only rally at Free Speech Rock, I think for 1 hour per week, and we had to give them like 24-hour notice or something like that. So we brought our own Free Speech Rock with us and made sure to abide by the policies of the college in that way.
We made certainly a visual impact on the administrators who had to walk by, and we got our point across that they spend close to $1 million more than any comparable institution on cocktail hours of all things, and our professors need just about that amount to not be on Medicaid or Medicare. It's important for students to get involved at the very heart, minus the fact that professors are people and they need a living wage. their working conditions are our learning conditions. So even if you don't care about our professors at all, it's still your education that's on the line. So we tried to deliver this message board that students had written comments to the administration, hoping that they would do the right thing, pay our professors, and we attempted to deliver this to the administration. We were basically told that we can't come in, which is not surprising, unfortunately.
The feedback from students is like, honestly, like, what has kept a lot of us going through all of this. Because, like, these are people who actually do care about us, you know? So, yeah.
So we were on our last card, you could say. We said to the mediator, go tell the administration that we will strike if they don't settle. Here's the number that they can settle with. If they don't get to this number, we're out the door. And the mediator came back, and we were all sitting around quietly, and we were like, what's it going to be? Is it going to be a strike? Is it going to be a settlement? And the mediator started reading off numbers, and they were higher than the numbers that we'd had before.
Yeah, so it was extremely exciting to finally be in a position. I felt empowered. I think we all felt empowered in that moment that we had made a huge difference on this campus.
The final deal that we managed to reach is one that, to me, means we won everything we were looking for. We won longer contracts for full-timers, which they get evaluated by their peers in the department so they can improve as teachers. They get raises now that are tied into the rest of the college, and they get a much earlier appointment date. But the situation I'm facing right now, where I won't find out till May if my contract gets renewed, once the contract goes into effect, they have to tell me by March 1st.
Equal pay, equal work. Let's start it. Equal pay for equal work. Who's calling? Our college. Who's calling? Our college. Who's calling? Our college. Who's calling? Our college.
And then the part-timers got, similarly, after 3 years, they get 2-year contracts. They get evaluations, and they get $1,025 raise per course. I think what's really great too is we got retroactive pay for this semester to help make up for some of the wage stagnations. We won a union, which means that we have this organization, we have this structure, and we can use it in the future to advocate for everybody in the membership. So that's incredibly valuable going forward.
I've got to say, I'm really proud today to teach at Ithaca College and be a member of this community again. There was a time when, well, recently, for the past few years, where I didn't have that feeling. And I wasn't even really proud of myself anymore because of the way I was letting my employer treat me. And that's not an uncommon feeling in the world, unfortunately. You know, there's something to be said for being able to make your workplace better and make your life better through hard work and determination. And I think that's one thing that we were able to fix here at IC.
Whose college is this? Our college! Damn right!
I feel like we can get back to work and on making our classes all they can be, and not have to concern ourselves so much with the next proposal. That feels like freedom in many ways.
It's really a relief for me to know that that we did this, and that the people who I benefit from, the people who made my education a reality, are taken care of. But it's really just been inspiring to see the campus come together, so it's been great.
How does it feel right now at Ithaca College? How do you feel? You feel powerful? Yeah? You feel like you took this place over? Yeah. You did. You better feel that way. But we gotta take this feeling, this success, this power, this joy, and we gotta move it forward. That's what we're gonna do next.
If this trend continues, the university is going to resemble a sweatshop more than it is going to resemble an academic institution. And this is the fight that you guys, our students, are going to be facing as well. You are the next generation.
I would want to say to contingent faculty across the country that you have to fight and you have to build a strong union, and you can't get discouraged halfway through the process. It's a long, difficult process, and the administration will fight you. You know, you have to stay strong, you have to control the messaging, and remember that you're doing it for, you know, some of the most vulnerable people at the college, which is the contingent faculty and also the students, who deserve more voice and more representation too. So I just, you know, I hope everybody sees what we won and they take it as like a sign that they can do it too. They can have a win as well.
I heard it said the grass ain't greener, grass is never greener on the other side. I heard it said, but I don't know, no I don't know, cause we're gonna try. I heard it said, but I don't know, no I don't know, cause we're gonna try. And that is why, I need a full-time union. I need a full-time union. I need a full-time union for this part-time faculty man. For this part-time faculty man.